257,732 gold. This is how much our auction house has gone up in value for this episode of Vendor Gold. For this week we wanted to increase our amount of auctions on the auction house in order to gain regular sales. Starting off, I made my way over towards Northrend Dalaran to double check the Black Cat Tome of Polymorph. This one can be purchased from the vendor within the city of Dalaran within Northrend and also Legion. However, we're specifically going for Northrend. A load of these vendors in this actual city sell a load of different types of items which you can then sell on the auction house. This along goes with recipes, different types of items that are now cosmetic, toys, and a load of different other things. I managed to run over to each and every one of them, and I managed to purchase all of the ones that would provide me with a profit. Next up, I made my way over towards Winterspring, and this is because Winterspring sells two different types of things. If we make our way over toward the main faction hub, which is a neutral zone for both Horde and Alliance, what we're going to be wanting to do here is speak to all of the different types of vendors there, and they actually sell a load of unique different types of recipes which you can purchase very easily. However, you may want to bear in mind that some of them are soulbound on purchase, so bear in mind with that, especially when it comes towards the alchemist supplies vendor. Other than that, you shouldn't have to worry too much, as a load of the other different types of recipes can be sold on the auction house. This, along with the Winterspring Cub, can be sold on the auction house as well. This is a battle pet which is specifically in Winterspring that you can purchase from the vendor just behind the innkeeper. After doing that, I made my way down south and I managed to get my way over towards one of the vendors in one of the questing hubs. You don't have to go too far south to find this vendor, and it is atop a hill and very easily to see. However, this recipe is for the Frost Guard, which is a nice little transmog item that you can craft if you so wish. Other than that, I do find that selling the recipe works out quite well, and you can sell this recipe on for a decent amount of gold for how much you pay for it. I figured that this was a nice little way of picking up all of these items, which led me on to my next zone, which was Booty Bay. I love Booty Bay because it has a variety of different types of recipes which you can purchase. This specific area does really well when it comes towards unique recipes to sell on the auction house, and I would always recommend going over towards there if you're starting off the vendor gold journey with me. However, you can also get different types of battle pets like the parrots, which you can then sell on the auction house as well for a decent chunk of gold. That gave me a little bit of a nice idea. I actually figured, why not actually farm up every single zone and go to every single vendor for this vendor gold series? So I made my way over towards actual Stranglethorn. I compiled northern and southern Stranglethorn Vale into one zone and went over to all of the flight points in order to pick up all of the recipes from the respective vendors within those zones. Along with that, I also went alongside the northern Stranglethorn Vale part on the right hand side. This is where you'll find two little gnomes that sell two unique recipes which you can purchase on the auction house. I managed to see this one when I was actually looking up WoW Classic, and I was like, oh dang, I need to put this in this video, and therefore I added those on the auction house as well, while also picking up a load of the engineering items which you can gain along with this. All of those recipes and or engineering supplies are limited, so bear in mind with that. However, I managed to gain quite a decent amount of gold overall in auction house value, equaling in 257,732 gold, and my total time spent farming for these vendors was 37 minutes, a total gold spent of 1,341 gold. This totaled up quite nicely, and our total time that we've actually spent over the last 3 weeks is 1 hour 55 minutes just farming up all of these vendors. However, our mailbox actually clean out was very high for this week at around about 4,414 gold. This is totally well worth it, and that's actually a 416% increase on our returns of all of our investments thus far. I totally love this, and I think this is absolutely amazing, getting like 416% increases when it comes towards selling that on the auction house. Our total gold earned overall for the last 3 weeks just selling vendor items is 7,982 gold. Totally quite a fun experience, and I'm really enjoying just selling things from the vendors on the auction house while also mapping out each and every vendor in the actual zones. Along with that, you can also find the vendor gold spreadsheet and also my TSM profile, which is all linked towards this series also, which is located within the Patreon. Other than that, guys, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.